Welcome back to season 1 of the Perfect Timing Podcast. And on today's episode, we have a special guest, professional athlete, philanthropist, father, and Chicago legend, Keifer Sykes. What's up, Keifer, man? How you doing?
How y'all feeling? Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you
having me, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about your growing up in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? How was that? Just talk about that.
Man, growing up in Chicago for me was interesting. I like to tell people that, I was born on the south side, but I was pretty much raised on the west side because I went to grammar school from kindergarten to 8th grade on the south side. Yeah. But I went to high school on the west side, so that freshman to senior year is kind of those years where you growing up, you know what I'm saying, got a little more freedom, more of a teenager. So growing up for me, man, it was, typical any Chicago kid, a lot of us that's in this basketball stuff, growing up in poverty. I got a lot of brothers and sisters, so I was the youngest out of 9. So, I had a lot of protection, but, I was exposed to a lot growing up and, got to see my brothers and my sisters go before me through Chicago and just navigating their journeys. And, it just kept me focused. I just knew that I always wanted to be something. I wanted to do something for my family, do something for my brothers and sisters, make them proud, do something for my parents. I had my mom and dad, so I knew that was rare. In my neighborhood, most people didn't have their fathers or didn't have a household with a big family like we did and had that support. So, I just always wanted to make them proud, despite all the obstacles and the negativity, and the gangs and the violence that surrounds us, growing up, in the inner city, in one of the hoods of Chicago. So, growing up for me was, it was cool. It was fun though.
That's what's up. So how did you end up going to school out west?
So I ended up going to school out west because one of my brothers, my half brother, we don't have the same mom, but he from the west side. So he was a senior when I was a freshman. So I always wanted to go to school with my brother. So he played football. So growing up, I would always go to his football games. When he was a freshman, sophomore, and a junior. So I feel like I always knew I wanted to go to Marshall. I would go to their basketball games, watch Patrick Beverly play against D. Rose, watch Marshall play against Crane, and just see all those, high intensity, the high atmosphere. And, I just told him, man, whatever it takes. I was 13 at the time, and I still, commuted every day, an hour out west, hour back after practice, after school, home, so back to the south side.
So, if you could remember, talk about who really put the basketball in your hands.
So, man, who really put the basketball in my hands? First, I would say my dad.
Okay.
So my dad was like my everything, man. He supported me, believed in me, took me to all of my tournaments, trained me, was my coach. It was crazy because even in grade school, when I was in 4th grade, I went to Turner Drew on the south side and on 93rd in Princeton. And, my dad worked at Parkside, which is the neighborhood school in my hood, in my neighborhood. And, I played under a different name for him up in 4th grade. Nobody don't really know who I am or was gonna contest it or nothing. I just went out there with jerseys, put it in the books and was hooping. Was hooping for my pops at a whole different school. But so I'll say my dad, who passed away, and someone else who passed away, Coach Sherman. A lot of people know Coach Sherman growing up on the south side. Worked at the YMCA Jackson Park. Those two really put the basketball in my hands and believed in my dreams and told me that I could be anything and just gave me that confidence and just I would say just supported me, what I'm saying, and just gave me that belief that I needed, that push that I needed, and the platforms that I needed to play and be highlighted.
So like a lot of kids want to be professional basketball players. So at what age or what stage in your life did you know that it's a reality for you? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, when it became really real, cause like you say, man. And first, I would like to say, man, being a professional basketball player is difficult within itself. It's stages you got to go through. You got to go through. For me, it was like, man, I got to make the JV team. People didn't even think I would play in high school or play junior varsity, nor varsity. So it was like, all right, make the JV. All right, make varsity. Then, getting a scholarship is a whole nother thing. Like, you got to hope a school see you and pick you, and your grades got to be right. And, so it was like, go through that. And I got to be the best player there in my conference and things like that to even get a shot professionally. And like you said, time 5'8", 3 walking into high school. So it was a lot of, it took me a while. I would say, I feel like when I got to college, and I would say freshman, sophomore year, I was like one of the best freshmen in the conference. And going into my sophomore year, I lost my dad. If you see the movie Chi-Town, that's when I was like, man, I gotta get something out this game. Like, my dad passed, I gotta take care of my family. Like, I gotta turn pro. So I think like that's a great question, because people be like, oh, it was this moment when I scored this, when I dunked this. When I really think about it, it was really when my dad died. It was like, man, I gotta go overtime. Like, I gotta be in the gym. Like, everything else gotta go to the side. I have my son. Now I gotta take care of my whole family. It's like, I gotta figure out how to go pro. And for me, it wasn't even just NBA pro. Like, in my mind, that was one thing about me on my journey. I was always realistic. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go overseas. Like, overseas is a part of my journey, but ain't nothing wrong with being an overseas pro. Ain't nothing wrong with the G League if I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? Being a pro, I'm grateful and appreciative of it all, because it was such a hard journey, or just such a winding journey for me. It wasn't just straightforward. Like you said, I didn't really see it straight until pretty much halfway through college.
Right. And I heard you talk about like putting the hours in to go pro. What would you say the typical schedule is for a professional athlete?
Typical, I'm not even gonna give you what's typical. I would just say like what I would say is high level. What if you want to be really good as a professional, you know what I'm saying? So I always try to get in 3 workouts a day, you know what I'm saying? On the court, lifting, and some yoga. Those are like my foundation. Like, every day I gotta get that in. So that's about, I'll say, on the court, an hour to 2 hours. It depends. Like, off season, sometimes just an hour, you know, or 2 hours. Lifting, another hour or 2 hours. And then yoga. So I'll say at least, 5 hours a day. But on top of that, to be high level, you want to study film.
Study your game.
You know what I'm saying? Watch basketball is a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? Just doing things to help your mind get right. You know what I'm saying? So as he's seen before me, I spent a lot of time just doing body work with my trainer. You know what I'm saying? Just doing things to keep my mobility right. Ways to, decompress my joints and my muscles, because all throughout the day you just pounding on your body. So you got to find a way to, open that up if you want to continue to play for a long time and prevent injury. Because if you're not playing, you can't perform. You're not performing, you're not getting paid. So, sometimes, bro, it can get up to 8 to 10 hours a day of work. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to put that time in and, make that space and that time in your schedule. And, eliminate a lot of things. But for me, I always, like people say, keep the main thing. And I like to always keep it simple. Like, I don't really like to do too much in my life to where I get too busy to where I don't even have that time, because sometimes life, it do get busy. So I like to keep my schedule, my life simple, so I could just be the best that I could be.
That's good you broke that down, because a lot of people, have gripes about athletes and what they get paid. And for me, I feel like athletes deserve it. Number one, the talent is very rare, and they don't see the hours you put in. The times you're away from family, you're on the road, you're doing this, you're in a new country, they don't see those things. So that's big ups to you.
Yeah, like to that point, just the responsibility. You have to the team, to the franchise. You can't go out and get in trouble. You can't make decisions, just go out and have fun all the time. Like you say, you gotta leave your family, you gotta sacrifice. So man, it be worth the money, you know what I'm saying? When you got to go out there and perform each and every night at a high level. And then if you don't, people mad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't, people mad. So you got to pay us for going out there to perform, because that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? We still got our own life. Our girlfriends get mad at us too. Our wives get mad at us too. Our kids get mad at us too. Like, we going through stuff, but we got to block all that out and go on that court and, keep the fans happy. And that's a part of it. Like, we love to keep the fans happy. So, but all that stuff do come with a cost. And I'm happy that, athletes the money is going up and we continue to get paid.
So you talked about sacrifice and how much you guys got to sacrifice. So you going overseas and playing these different countries, and like you said, you're a father. How did you manage? You know what I'm saying? Those two lifestyles. Yeah,
that was tough. Early on in my career, that was something that was really, really tough. Because I feel like I sacrificed a lot of my life as a father to reach my goals, reach my dreams.
Yeah.
And it was just a blessing. I had the support systems to be able to do that. You know, I had an understanding mom, had an understanding dad that, you know, I had my son in high school. He was a teenager. They like, nah, you're going to go to college, you know, no matter what. And then, you know, their mom, she do a great job. We co-parent and things like that. Like, she understands. And then, you know, some of the seasons, I took my son with me. So I took my son with me to China. I took my son with me to Italy. I took my son with me to Indiana. So I'll say, like, I try to manufacture where I'm going and where I'm playing at and include them.
Gotcha.
Which, that's difficult, you know, for me being basically, you know, a single father. I'm not married. But as you see, I take fatherhood serious where, you know, I have my sister come live with me while I have my son, or my mom come live with me for the whole season, whatever the case may be. And make those sacrifices too, you know, to have my son, because that's a sacrifice, you know, like, all right, some of those hours I gotta, you know, devote it to him and being a father rather than spending it all at the gym. And I had to learn how to balance that, you know, throughout the season, within the season, to still be at my best. And I'm still getting better at that as I go on, but, you know, yeah, it's definitely been sacrifices. And that's why, you know, whenever I'm done playing basketball, I want to make sure I got a job where I'm, you know, very much present in my kid's life, because, you know, it's definitely give and take with this, you know. With me wanting to be good, some of those years on the front end, I had to lead them back home and miss them and, you know, sacrifice that, man. That was hard. You know, especially, you know, for my son growing up, my young son in Chicago, things like that. Just, you know, there's only one father, you know, that one male figure. You got to be there. You know, you don't want somebody else raising your son or somebody else teaching them those values and things like that. So, but I feel like I do a great job of, you know, balancing that and being with him a lot and supporting him a lot. He just finished 8th grade. He going to high school. And yeah, it's cool for me to see because he finished. He was the youngest in his class, graduated at 12. So, you know, just he on the right track, man. And you know, being able to put him in schools in Milan and let him travel. And let him see what it's like to go in China and have home schools and be on the road with me and him, see the sacrifice. And, you know, for him to see me reach my dream, we made it together. You know, he was with me in the G League, then I got called to NBA. You know, he able to go to the games and see what it really take. I think that stuff going, I think that's going to help him in the long run because he's very adaptable already. So just teach him how to be versatile just in life. You know, that's how I have to be versatile on this journey.
That's what's up.
So I've been with you this summer, you know what I'm saying? I've seen you work out with your trainers and things like that. So do you think that you outwork like the general population or people who say, yeah, I want to go to the NBA, or, you know, they have these high hopes, but do you think that that you outwork them, you know what I mean? Like,
and as people say right now, like humbly, if you just go on the results, you know, it speak for itself of the things I've been able to accomplish and the things from you know what was projected upon me. You know, I definitely feel like the work that I've put in has resulted in, you know, me reaching all of my dreams and more, and now I want to continue to go further. But I definitely feel like I work the competition, and you know it's it's about the work physically, but I also say mentally. You know, like I think mentally I work them because, you know, the hours I'm putting in on yoga, the hours I'm putting in reading, the hours I'm putting in film, the hours I'm putting in, you know, just putting my mind in the right places. You know, it's really the little things on the journey which make the biggest difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like who you spend your time with, bro, what you listening to, you know, the positive things you saying to yourself. I think those are the details that I always focused on.
Okay, I'm just going pro. I can eat off this. You know what I mean? Or was NBA always the main goal coming out of college?
Yeah, man. NBA was always the main goal, but I was also very much realistic and open to, like, you know, I may have to go overseas, or I may have to go to the G League. But even during those times, I think it was just the mindset of me. You know, like you said, I went overseas. I did well where, like, people was ready to re-sign me a lot of money. I turned down a lot because I wanted, you know, the NBA was where I believed that I could go. A lot of people didn't believe, you know, agents, trainers, family, friends, that, you know, the list goes on, coaches, you know, people telling me like, nah, this your Mac, this your ceiling right here.
Yeah.
Stay here and make this bread, or this, your ceiling. But for me, I always kept the NBA as, I feel like I want to be one of the best in the world. I'm going to be diligent and work to be one of the best in the world because I want to play in the best league in the world. And I think it was just keeping that mindset. And if everybody's around you saying that, you got to put the people around you that's saying that, that's believing in that. It's going to come true.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Once the moment you start selling it or second guessing, like, all right, maybe I can't do it, or somebody tell you, nah, man, do this, and you just latching on to that is the moment where, it's just the law of attraction. It's not gonna work out for you. So, I think the NBA, I always feel like I could do it. I always feel like I could make it. And every summer, no matter where I went, it was like I'm working for the league. So it was like, this is plan A, I'm sticking with plan A until I get, until it's a no. Everyone's told me a no and that door closed, and then I'm gonna go over here and do this. And then it's back to that again. NBA. So, like I said, another thing, like for instance, man, in the summer, I come home, every summer's like I'm working out with the NBA ball until I sign a different contract. Like this the ball I'm working out with. So I do a lot of little things, little things, bro. Like even in the championship of the game, they had a G League ball, right? But I'm like, man, we ain't going to G League. I ain't signed no G League yet. Even though I'm signed, I just signed to them right now. But the time I get them a new ball, like this we playing with, NBA ball. So
you gotta speak it into existence.
Because that's how it manifests, bro. Like that's literally how it manifests for me. So man, manifestation is a big thing, man. And just being diligent and continue to be consistent. And I had to a lot of times, bro, burn every bridge and give myself one option. The NBA was my only option, and that's truly how it worked.
So how did you feel when you finally got that call?
Man, it was crazy. It was amazing because I got the call. It was like December 26th or 27th. My birthday was December 30th.
Okay.
Man, and I really needed that at that time. Like you said, I had went 6-7 years of just grinding. And man, I was playing good. Like I said, won a TBT. I went to training camp, did well, feel like I should have got picked up. They signed somebody with like 2 weeks left in training camp after I did good the first 2-3 weeks. And I had to go to the G League. I grinded. A lot of stuff had happened at that time. Had my son with me. My sister, she crashed one of my cars. Like it was a lot that was going on. I'm still continuing to play well and stay encouraged, even through all the stuff that was hard, even the things that could have discouraged me, or taking a lot of hits. And they finally rewarded me, man. And the first thing I had the interview, man, all I could think about was my mom. Just all the hard work she did. Becoming a widow, my dad dying, and taking in my little cousins and things like that. And still supporting me. Taking care of my kids while I'm gone. She staying up watching all of my games when I'm playing abroad and believing in me, and for that to come true for her, that was everything. So it was a real cool moment, man, to like really reach your dreams. But it was like, dang, now that I think about it, it's like, man, the work started there. Like now it's more work, and that's what I'm working to get back to, and to really thrive in that setting. So it also was a sense of motivation, that now you can reach this level. Now you got to thrive at this level and align your life to be great at this level.
That's good that you ain't stay content with that. You know what I mean? Like they seen that in you. You know what I'm saying? You said you had a lot of people tell you like no's, agents, people telling you like, nah, this your lane. But once you got that one call, it's okay, I can be here. So now let's get higher. That's dope. So we talked about all the seriousness that comes into this industry or this profession. So let's talk about some of like the fun moments. You know what I'm saying? Like in this journey, it could be you playing in a specific country. You know what I'm saying? Buying a specific gift for your mother or anything like that. What's some of the things that throughout this journey that you look at and be like, yeah, I was really proud of this moment, or this was the most fun moment?
So that was cool. Getting my mom a house was cool. That was like one of my most proud moments, like just on the grind, just to reward her, reward my family, get us out the hood, just like that was a super moment, like a superhero moment, for me. And like you said, man, just playing in some beautiful countries, man. I played in some beautiful places. And my journey, I've played in different places every year, and that's been strategic to make myself, adapt and see how well I could do in different places to keep challenging myself, but also to travel around this globe, like, coming from the hood and to know that, like, all right, now I'm playing abroad. I'm like, the world is big. I like to tell people, like, man, it's a big world, but a small world. Because, people like always, it's a small world. You met this person I know. Yeah. But it's also a big world when you go across the world and then you meet people like, oh, I seen him, I know you. Like, so it's actually a big world and a small world at the same time. So to play in places like Milan, Italy, Melbourne, Australia, to go to Athens, Greece, to know that this basketball just took me, a dude from 67 in Stony Island, from Chicago, all over, and it just changed my perspective and just opened my mind so much. And I've learned so many different things, like I say, yoga, meditation, Eastern medicine, Eastern practices, and Western practices, and just how different people live in different languages and different cultures and stuff like that. Man, it just opened my mind to feel like, man, I just want to become a big time multi-millionaire, a big time billionaire, a team owner. Like, I want to do so many things, and just media and movie and education in different spaces in the world, because it's enough space for us, for everybody to eat, and it's enough for we should try to take up as much space as we can. You know what I'm saying? That's not hurting nobody, and continue to expand for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know that, Ryan. I didn't know you played in a different country, well, a different league every single year.
I did, man. Different continents. I've tried to touch every continent, except I haven't played in Africa, man. Okay. That's the last place that I'm excited to play for, the motherland. Somewhere in the motherland.
What barriers did you face going to other countries, as far as like food, language? Like, what were some of the challenges you had?
A lot. I like to tell people, man, the first country I went to was Korea, South Korea. So that was crazy. As soon as I land, it's like not even no alphabets. They got symbols and stuff. Like China, they just got different type of like symbols to understand things, and had to have a translator translate what the coach was saying. He speaks English to me. He listens to him and speak to me, then he translate what I'm saying to him. And I'm playing with teammates where my translator got to be there the whole time. And then in the game, I can't really talk to them at all. So a lot of barriers like that. Food. Definitely food. That's been difficult for me. Now I need to learn how to cook now, but But when you go over there, they don't even have some of the stuff in the grocery store that you like. Some places don't have bacon and the type of chicken and stuff we like, and so definitely food has definitely been an obstacle. But going to places like Italy, like I said, they got great food, great pasta. Learning about wine and things like that. But man, there was a lot of barriers. Obviously, the time difference, being away from my family, that was tough. The COVID year, my son couldn't come because in Australia, they wasn't letting people into the country because, America, we had the number one, COVID rates, death rates in the world. So just, a lot of stuff like that, not being able to see family sometimes and friends sometimes. But, traveling has been a beautiful thing. It's opened my mind to, every year, every summer, I'll be wanting to travel abroad and continue to stay up on that and keep doing that and show my kids the world. So a lot of barriers, but a lot of fruits in that as well.
Okay. So do you think it was perfect timing for like that call to the NBA, or where you are now? Do you think it's perfect timing, or do you think that if it would have happened earlier, it would have been different for you?
I do think that was perfect timing because as you were saying, like just all those years of playing all over the world, and to finally get that call at that time after 6-7 years, it just gave me so much courage. It gave a lot of people around me courage. It gave me a story on my journey to tell to the youth as I'm continuing to grow in the philanthropy space, and just want to influence the youth and things like that, and want to continue to help create. It gave me a chance to tell people that, tell them to stay inspired, bro. I got a real story that I could tell them that I really went through, that could keep them motivated, and that good things do happen to you. The good things can happen, happen for you. So, like I said, with it being, just passing Christmas, my birthday coming up, man, it was definitely perfect timing. And then that has enabled me these last 3 years to live in the States and just be here in the States, seeing my son grow, seeing my son graduate, you know, now go to New York, live in New York, and to be able to live in some great cities here in Chicago. So I mean, in the States. So man, it's been a blessing. Yeah, it was definitely perfect timing for me because some people never get that time, they'll never get that call. So it was amazing.
You playing in New York this season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Playing in New York.
When you leaving?
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I just signed with Brooklyn, so I'm start out with their G League team, but just another blessing, you know, playing in my 9th year pro, to sign to that organization, a great organization, a big city like Chicago. They love underdogs, man. They love guards, so I want to put my imprint on that team, and you know, hopefully we look back at this and see it out, you know, moved up to the roster, and just like I did in Indiana. I feel like this is kind of a similar situation where, you know, they're pretty much middle of the pack team. They need some guards, but you know, when I look at their roster, it's definitely going to be a lot of fluctuation throughout the year, and I just want to be, like I said, the right place, the right time, have perfect timing, and I believe it's going to happen this year as well.
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah, it will. So you said basically every year of your career you're playing with the new team basically. So how do you look at that team when you're going there? You know what I mean? Do you have your own expectations, you know, or you just go there with the open mind? You know, if they need you to do something that you're not usually comfortable with doing, like how's your mindset when you go to these teams?
So my mindset is yeah, definitely I go into it with open mind. You know, I want to bring my value to the team, bring my impact to the team. And the first thing I want to do is win. So it's like, I want to have open mind with it. Whatever y'all want me to do to win. And that has been different in different places. You know, some places want me to just score. Some places want me to lead the team.
Okay.
Some teams want me to do different things at different times. You know what I'm saying? Some teams want me to play defense. Some teams want me to facilitate. And, you know, so I just try to bring my value, bring my impact, and bring winning.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's what's been beautiful for me, you know, just being a challenge. You know, not getting comfortable, not letting myself get comfortable. Study trying to bring out more gifts and learn more and take my game to new levels each and every year. So, you know, that's been great for me, man, just to see how well I could adapt, go to new conferences, be the new guy in the conference, and try to kill, man, try to destroy, really just try to, you know what I'm saying, try to win. And, you know, that has propelled me, I think, more than anything. Yeah. Because I'm able to do so many things. I've been able to, you know, turn into a good basketball player, where I could bring a lot of gifts, bring a lot of different things to the table, more than others.
Okay. So is there anyone in your life that's really helped you along this journey? Anybody that you really want to highlight, like, you know, shout out to them. I know you said your mom, but it could be like a mentor of yours, you know, a coach, anybody who just helped you with that basketball part of your life. Yeah,
I'll say my man's Rashad McKinney. So he's like, I call him like a spiritual mentor, but he's also, you know, been a great friend, been a great big brother, been a trainer for me, been like a manager for me. You know, anything I need, he helped me with. But yeah, I'll say, man, Rashad McKinney, he's done a great job of in his life. You really only need one person to believe in your gifts and your goals. You know what I'm saying? Because we believe in it, but then you wake up and you go out into the world, and all these things it's just so many distractions in the world. So he's been someone who just continue to, you know, reiterate to me, like, all right, this is what we doing. If you doing this, if you say you want to go to the NBA, this is what I'm speaking into you. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. And just hearing that every day, you know, hearing that on my journey, no matter when I was in Turkey in the second division, or I was in China, or I was in the G League, you know, he like, nah, man, we going to the league. You could do it. And that makes me get up every day and work, have that work ethic to do that. You know, because I could just be, oh, man, Turkey, I'm just going to work good enough to be a good player here. I'm in the G League, I'm just going to try to be a good player here. But him continue to pour into my dreams and just motivate me and inspire me. He's someone that's taking my game, my life to another level. Like I said, he the one who first brought me to church, to the home church, you know, got baptized at the church, and just, you know, just build my faith. Is definitely where I'm looking for as I speak on God. So yeah, man, he's pointing me to God, just pointing to my faith and how to have faith in myself and faith in my plan, and just the discipline of, you know, being a steward of God in those ways, following the word, you know, putting that into my life, putting it into my craft. And, you know, I've been able to reach a lot, and he's someone who also helped me with a lot of my camps and things like that. A lot of things that I do, he organized those and pushed me to do those, and pushed me to give back to the youth, and pushed me to, you know, have my journey be bigger than just myself, and have a wider lens. So, man, he a real special dude. Someone from Chicago that a lot of people know. But shout out to Rashad McKinney, someone who's helped me a lot on my journey.
Shout out to Rashad.
Now, speaking on that, giving back, I know you do philanthropy work. Can you speak about your nonprofit?
Yeah, so my nonprofit is called the Free 10 Foundation. I started it with really from the movie Chi-Town. When I had the movie, it came out. I'm like, man, a lot of people was saying how they was impacted by the movie and how it really touched them and things like that, and how they could help people back in the community, help people back in Chicago. So I started a nonprofit organization because I always wanted to give back. That's what my dad did. He was a coach and just helped so many people in the city, and that's just where my heart is. I just always felt like my journey was bigger than me. So I created this platform, and our mission is to, you know, target kids who was impacted by gun violence and mass incarceration. So, you know, if they lost someone to the jail system, or if, say, they dad died and there's 2 or 3 kids left, we try to fill that void. You know, because there's violence in Chicago. You know, people die, but they don't understand that, you know, all these kids get left behind, or someone go to jail, but all these kids get left behind, and now they don't got the resources, or they're not getting nurtured, they're not getting, you know, built up the correct way. And that's why I try to fill the void. But we've done all type of things, from Thanksgiving drives to Christmas drives. I do an annual coat drive, which has turned into a warmth drive, where I give away everything, like blankets, jogging suits, socks, gloves, coats, hats, everything. So, and then obviously with basketball being the main vehicle for me to be relatable to the kids and reach back, we do just a lot of camps, like top 40 camps. You know, and then I just do my annual camp every summer. So, man, that's been something that's been a highlight for me, because I've been able to do some work and pretty much every place that I've played here in the States so far. And so I'm excited to do it in New York, and, you know, God willing, continue to take this globally as well.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. I'm looking at the script.
I thought it was flowing off the top of the head.
So now that you at one of your destinations, which is the NBA, how can you polish up this version of yourself? You know what I mean? I know throughout first 6 to 7 years you was working to get here. So how can you take it to that next level? Yeah, so
that was what was, I would say, the main thing for me these last 2 years since I've made it to that level, man. To be honest, life changed. You know, like people change around you. You'll be surprised that when you reach your goal, how everybody was cheering for you on the way, but when you actually put the work in and reach the goal, you know, and I don't like to speak negative, but people don't be happy to see that, or they envy comes with that, or a lot of things come with that for you to sustain that level. So, you know, you lose friends, you lose family and things like that, and you got to make sure you healed and happy in a great space to continue to rise and continue to stay focused. So the biggest thing for me has been, cause like I said, that was the thing. I'm like, all right, I want to make the NBA, but it's like people are like, oh, you made it. But like, no, I actually want my goal is to stay here now, how to thrive here. Like,
just touch it.
I've had some big games and things like that. Like, how can I sustain that? So like, raising my work ethic, like working at a more detailed, more diligent level, being more focused, blocking out more distractions. So it's like kind of like a transformation you got to get to when you actually get to that level to sustain it. Because for me, that's the thing. Like, I want to sustain this level. Like, I didn't just want to live like this for a little bit or make it for a little bit. Like, I've seen people come in and out the league. Like, how can I be under 6 feet and sustain that? And I know I don't have the same resources as these dudes with 100 million, or these dudes that have been in the league before me, didn't have to go to the journey I had to. So I've been just trying to formulate and manufacture a system where I could sustain that, which, you know, was hard. So, you know, just being very transparent, like, I'm like, all right, I had to stop smoking. Like, you know, I haven't been smoking for like 2 years. Like, all or I had to change some of the people I've been around, my friends, like, you know, like if they want to just kick it all the time, or they got these goals, I can't waste as much time as y'all doing, because I'm trying to go against the best players in the world every single night. A dude like Steph Curry, he got a chef, he got a schedule, he got people that he could pay that's gonna make sure he do his workouts all day, every day. I don't. I gotta wake up and make sure I'm going here. If I don't have no workouts, I gotta go to a yoga class. If I don't got no workouts, I gotta go to a train moment. I gotta go to a solid core. I gotta figure out how to still get my work in. I don't have the same resources as these guys, the highest level. So
that's not no excuse.
Yeah, so man, that's kind of what I want to be transparent with the youth and these people about, like, to have that sustainability. Like, we want to sustain. You know, that's what we want to get to. We don't want to get to a level. And I see a lot of people fall off, or like, just me being real, I'm growing up, I'm seeing dudes that played abroad, and they don't have nothing when they done. Like, how can I create something where I sustain, where I thrive at the highest levels? And I had to change a lot of my life, and that was hard, you know, as far as, you know, taking a lot of things out your life. You gotta heal from those things and change and continue to produce and perform. And that's been my journey the last 2 years of, like I say, making the league, staying here, and now going here to make it happen again and making it last. Like, I had to transform. So I'll say that's the biggest thing, man, just finding a way to sustain it and taking my life to a new level. You know, this summer I lived in Florida, you know, so I'm like, man, I got to get out the way, you know, get out, you know, put a pause on the foundation this year. Like, I put a pause on it because I'm like, I got to, you know, train harder so I can, like, I know I'm realistic. My journey to get to the league, I'm going to have to go through the back door. I'm going to have to go through the G League. Ain't nobody's going to sign me to a 2-year, 3-year like they get. Like, I got to work for mine. So with less resources. So, you know, just being realistic about the journey and, you know, having the heart and the courage to take those steps to do that. Because a lot of people don't. They still hang around their guys. They still do it, and they knowing they making mistakes every day, and they you know, scared to change. Man, I'm aware, and like, I'm not afraid to make the changes, and they hurt. You know, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it hurt. You know, telling my homie, like, man, I can't kick with you no more. What's wrong with you? Like, like, nah, bro. Like, it's like, I love you, but
you don't have the time.
I got kids, and this is really, I'll regret if I don't do this right now, and I know what I feel in my heart. So it'd be crazy, because like, one of my good friends, he always said, like, man, you never afraid to, you know, make the changes that's necessary. And I was like, man, you know, and that come from making mistakes before. You know, so I don't ever want to live with regret. And I know in my life, I want to be special. I want to thrive. I want to, you know, sustain the level of being great, and that takes, you know, a lot more sacrifices, the ones that's harder as you get older. Some that hurt, but, you know, time will heal, and you know, you don't want to live regrets. And, you know, the older we get, we don't have no time to make mistakes. You know, that window of opportunity is closing, so, you know, you got to give yourself your best shot. So that's been the biggest thing.
Facts. So we do this thing where you say your top 5, like, all time. Like, you give me a lineup, point guard, all the way to center. It could be any era, you know what I mean? So
all time, point guard. I love Magic, but I'm gonna go with Steph Curry.
Okay.
2 guard, you know, play with the Bulls. Got to go with Michael Jordan. Small forward, I got to go with LeBron. December 30th, same birthday, things like that. Power forward, I got to go with Tim Duncan. Spurs, Coach Popovich, the first people that gave him opportunity. And big man, I got to go with the most dominant, Shaquille O'Neal. Like, people say what you want, bro.
Man, we watched Shaq,
the foul,
man.
bro.
Shaq was something different, man. Shaq was something different.
Shaq was, man. Facts. Let me see what else we got, man. So, who is your GOAT? Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I'll say Michael Jordan, my GOAT. You know, someone, you know, being from Chicago, he made everybody want to play basketball. Man, his influence is crazy. But to be honest, I like to tell people, man, my GOAT really is Jay-Z. Like, you know, if we just talking sports, is Mike, but if we talking about my GOAT, as in, you know, someone who came from nothing to something. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z would be my GOAT, man. As far as what he's doing in media and business education. You know, he got black wife, baddest wife, like, they on tour selling out football arenas. And, you know, he transformed his life. Like, I think he's someone I look up to, like, you know.
He been doing it for years.
And didn't even play basketball. Didn't even have a, you know, he had a rap talent, but he wasn't gifted to just be in sports. You know what I'm saying? So for him to had the courage enough to start his own brand, start his own label. They ain't gonna help me, I'm gonna do it. That's powerful to me, man. That show a lot of belief, self-belief.
How do you brand yourself outside of basketball?
Yeah, man. So branding myself outside of basketball, you know, we started this thing, youth basketball mentoring, YBM. It's something that's big for us. You know, just some guys that, like I said, started underrated, like, and things like that to be great. So man, just doing clothing brand. We've been, you know, having merch, things like that. We don't sell it. I just really give it out for free. But people like to wear it, and that's been cool for me. Something that I want to get into down the line. You know, I got a documentary, so I got a movie credit, which is cool. Chi-Town on Amazon Prime. God blessed me to have a documentary. I'll say, man, just doing things like this, man. Try to podcast, get my story out, you know, to the right outlets. I don't even really try to saturate people with my story. You know, you got to tell the same story in different ways, but trying to be strategic about getting my story out there and, you know, just tell people the journey, you know, coming from Chicago. You know, us being from Chicago is powerful in itself. So, just continuing, like I say, to then to have a different journey, going to different countries, going to different big cities, you know, and going to different places and leaving my mark. And, you know, my non-for-profit philanthropy, you know, with my touch on that is how I try to continue to, you know, rise above and just be different.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. So when you at your game, you know, ball from the tip off, do you think like I gotta get this certain amount of points or play this amount of minutes or this amount of assists, or you just flow with the game?
Yeah. I think that was a great question. You were saying, do you think about stats all the time? Because people definitely think about stats, and you think about it, you see it. But to be honest, I try to go out there and win. Like, I think winning supersedes everything. Like, winning has helped me, you know, throughout my life. I feel like everywhere I went, I won. And I won't say won a championship, but I definitely was like, all right, get into the playoffs. So we working hard to win it. And that's my mindset until we lose. Like, bro, we gonna win a championship no matter where we at. And that has helped me win a lot of championships. So, man, I go out there and try to win. You know, if that's getting assists this night, getting points this night, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go out there and just try to win and try to be the champion. You know, whoever wins is the best. So that's what I go out there and try to do. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really look at just stats of trying to get 20, 30, which, you know, I'm much of a team player, and that's kind of hurt me sometimes, because I'm like, I'm just all about winning and making everybody better. That people, you know, people like, man, you got to be more selfish and things like that in some settings, but I just play to win.
Yeah, especially like trying to make it to the league and the G League. You think a lot of guys would just gun for the stats and things of that nature.
Like people like, man, you just go shoot the ball. You know, I'm like, man, that's hard for me to do. I'm not even built like
everybody
that.
Everybody in the NBA, you gotta stand out. You know what I'm saying? If it's anything. So, if you could describe your game in 3 words, what words? How would you describe it?
3 words. I say tough. I say tough. Winner. Tough, winner. And then the last word I use, I say like brash, something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, you gonna see me on the court, like you gonna notice me out there.
Hey, that's one thing. Like, my first time ever seeing you playing, I came back home from college, went to a program in Whitney Young. This had to be like 2012. I seen you catch a oop. Out of all the people in the gym, man, you caught a oop and threw it down. And me and my guys like, man, who is that? We pulled the phones out, started Googling. We see, I think you was still in college at the time. We started Googling. I'm like, damn, because he just stood out. You know, I'm like,
I'm don't talk shit. I'm gonna shake up. I remember that play. Like,
you caught that oop.
I'm real brash. Like, you know, being from the city is like, you know, you gotta like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Pat Bev. Like, you don't be like, oh, he can shoot 3, he do this, but he just brash out there.
He's gonna be out there.
His presence,
you feel people's presence, you know. So I be trying to always have that little be brash, like have that little effect to me, you know.
So if you can give advice to, you know, a smaller you or just any younger athlete out there, or anybody, you don't even gotta be an athlete, just anybody in general who gotta go, you know what I'm saying, and trying to make it in life, like what's your advice to anybody?
What's my advice to them trying to make it? Man, that's a question, man. I just tell people, man, just be irrational. You know what I'm saying? You got one life to live. Like, you got to be a little bit crazy, bro. Be into your imagination. You know what I'm saying? Like, law of attraction. Try to attract what you want to your life. Like, and it's bigger than basketball for me. Like, you know, I try to be in different rooms with billionaires or be in different rooms with millionaires and put myself in different environments to stay inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be irrational, you know, because it can happen for you. You know, like, me being irrational, saying I can go to the NBA, you know what I mean? Like, people say, man, if I had a penny for it, many people said that I had $1 million. Like, that's really true. You know, people are like, nah, you're not going to do it, you're not going to make it. But me just being irrational and just like, man, I can do it and not even, it's going to happen for me. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. And my journey was so irrational, but you know, it's happening. That's what I'll say, man. Like, you only living out of your lens, out of your set of two eyes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you see, it could become reality. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just trying to take this journey, this one life we got, and take it as far as I can. So, man, just believe in yourself, be irrational, man, and just attract what you want.
That's a vision.
Vision.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna conclude this episode, man. Shout out my guy Keifer Sykes for coming out, man.
Appreciate it. Well spoken.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. We'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate it. So what you got going for these last 2 weeks, man?
Man, now I gotta turn my training up more, so shit. That's it. That's it, to be honest.
Yeah, bro. I was gonna ask about that shit too, like I noticed like your mobility trainer, what's his name?
Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck. Like, how is it like choosing that right trainer? Cause some like you know some people just get a trainer off that name, like.
Yeah, it be really difficult. Like, you know, for me, like I be like, it be different. Like, you know, I work with different people throughout this journey. You know, like I've been 9 years. I haven't just only worked with the same trainer. So like Chuck's been new. So it's been cool. Like, you know, I gotta stay motivated and gotta stay people. Keeping me present, keeping me pushed, like keep people like, you know what I'm saying? So I like to like do different type of work, do stuff that's tough, you know? Like, you know, I'm like, damn, Chuck, we got to go to him, but that shit gonna be difficult. But obviously I'm gonna go, but like mentally I'm like knowing he gonna push me. So I like trainers that the work is hard. Like if the work getting easy or motherfucker getting too cool, like you say, motherfucker, we ain't locked in, we ain't on it, like, then it's hard for me to stay engaged. I gotta stay focused, you know? So
serious business.
So that be the thing, just, you know, somebody that keep me motivated, keep somebody that push me. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it come down to. But you definitely need good trainers and people that you could trust, people that's really on your same vision. Like I said, I've been with trainers where I'm like, I come home, they just like, you staying overseas, or like, nah, bro, you gotta make it, like, bro, I'm trying to get ready to go to the league. Like, what if I gotta play LeBron? Like, you gotta get me ready. Like, and if that don't work out, you still have me at the highest level wherever I'm going. So. You know, motherfucker that's, you know.
I know bro said y'all was even on Zoom and shit like that. So that shit decent.
Yeah, bro, you be locked in, so that'd be dope. It's crazy. He even texted me before this. He on Zoom at 8 o'clock. He like, man, we on Zoom, and like, let me know your schedule. Like, that's what I'm saying. So you need motherfucker that's gonna
be on it with you.
Yeah, when you keep going in year 5, 6, 7, 8, where you just like, not to say I'm relaxed, but like when you like a motherfucker that's gonna keep pushing you, like no matter what.
Bro.
You could, or you could get to where you just going through the motions, you know? Like, not going through the motion, but like, it's the same thing every year. You need a motherfucker that got the energy. So I'm knowing Chuck come with the energy for me, you feel me?
Yeah, make your life uncomfortable.
Bro, if we was gonna be in that bitch for 3 hours the other day, he was gonna be in that bitch for 3 hours. Like, dude, here we gonna do this. Now we doing dribbling. Now we doing this. Now we doing plows. Now we doing...
I'm like... using that bitch for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's like a 1 hour workout.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I be needing a motherfucker that wanna help me have that work ethic, you know what I'm saying? That give me an edge, so
solid.
Bro, that be my energy. Like, I need motherfucker that want to be great or trying to make me great. Like, and I want to make them great at the same time. You know, like I want to do good so Chuck will look good. Like I want to do good so your work will look good. Like we all push each other.
That's how that work.
You telling me something like, no, Keith, I think you should do this. Or like,
just know
do this.
Man,
I be like, man, I like how you do the podcast. Maybe you should add this. Like we help each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?